All right, now, so how in the heck do you learn how to play saxophone if you're over 50 or older? Hey, my name is Dave. I teach people how to play the saxophone. Most of my student body and most of you watching are adult learners. So this may be just right for some of you, or some of you that are perhaps thinking about grabbing a horn and playing. I couldn't encourage you to do it more. I could not say better things about the saxophone. I came back to it after taking a break, okay? And in the last several years, I couldn't be more grateful. My life has changed. This horn has brought me travel. I've got to play in bands. It's made me money. It's made me, most important, it's made me great friends. And what more can you ask for? So, you know, again, I couldn't encourage you more. If you're on the fence and thinking about doing it, come on, get a horn. Let's do it. All right. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button if you enjoy what you see today and you'd like to see more of it, and give me a thumbs up too. The YouTube people like that. All right, I want to tell you a little bit about what you'll need to do if you're going to try to get back up to speed. I'll give you the brief rundown of my history. I think I started playing the sax at 10 or 11, somewhere in that ballpark. And I got to be in a rock band that my student pals had formed in the last year of elementary school. And we learned a lot of songs and we played a lot of cool surf rock tunes. And I learned them by listening to the guitar players. We didn't have sheet music. This would continue on through, junior high school. We didn't call it middle school then. And into high school, where I learned jazz. The high school program I was in had a jazz program. I'd never heard jazz before in my life. Wasn't part of our home life. And I got to play in that band for 3 years with luminaries such as the bass player Nathan East. Look him up. Hollis Gentry III on alto sax. Look him up. Bill Cody on trumpet. Steve Christie on trombone. Carl Evans on the keys. Look these guys up. Skipper Ragsdale on drums. These are the people I got to I got to sit with in this band class in high school for 3 years. What an incredible experience. Went back to rock and roll sax, alto sax, of course. I played baritone sax, fifth reed in the band in high school, which was awesome. Baritone sax was so much fun. Went back to alto, played all through college in rock bands, and out of college, I had a career. I studied media, and I got a career launched in media, and I kept playing the alto sax. I hadn't really thought about making a career out of it until did some recordings. And I marketed them around, Hollywood to my media contacts, and they all politely said, this kind of music you guys are doing, this hip hop. It was hip hop by this point in time. They said, this stuff's a fad. It's never gonna, it's not gonna last. It's gonna go away. So, get back to the drawing board, Dave. And that it really deflated it took the wind out of my sails. And for whatever reason, I suppose I was busy at the career and making a kid, raising her. And so the saxophones went to sleep for a while. Fast forward to a few years ago, 15 years ago or so, another saxophone just kind of fell out of the sky and landed in my lap. Has that ever happened to you? Come on, you know it has. Anyway, I picked up the horn and started playing again. And I hadn't played for a while. And I thought, well, what do I need to do? And the voice of my section mate, the section leader, Hollis Gentry III, came clear as a bell, even though he's deceased. I heard his voice, and he said, "Long tones, Dave, long tones." So that's what I did. Got the horn back, started playing long tones. And you know what those are? You don't? Okay. It's like holding a note. Big, deep breath of air. And so on. All the notes, long tones, all the notes. What does that do? This is what you need, you newbie. It gives you control, all right? It allows you to build up the little micro muscles that we call an embouchure and get your air right so that you can play the horn and play the horn in tune and have beautiful notes, all right? Next thing is scales. You gotta know what this does, right? Whether you're coming back to the horn or you're brand new, Doesn't matter. You got to know what these do. And I mean all of them, okay? You got to know what they all do. So scales. And I did my scales by ear. I revisited all those scales. And of course, when I was, playing in high school and in rock bands, I mean, you need to know about 3 or 4 notes. That was about it. We didn't go too deep into the horn back in the day. And in the jazz band, I didn't really know what I had, and I didn't work very hard at it, and I didn't really learn all of my scales. But when the horn came back around, and I'm sitting with another alto sax, uh, I learned the scales. I recognized the value in knowing all of the notes and how they worked, and that's going to work for you too. And by ear is by far the best way to learn your scales. And right now you're sitting there just going, what? Why don't you just read them off a page? No. You read them off a page, you won't know them. You will forget them. I want you to know these scales. I want them to become part of your mental game here. How can you do that? You just pick a note and you start. And you make a lot of mistakes. The saxophone will tell you. It'll tell you the right path. And everybody, we all know do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's the major scale foundation right there. We all saw, what was it? The Sound of Music, right? Do, a deer, a female. Okay, I won't sing anymore. But anyway, try that. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That works throughout the horn. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. Do you care? No, because you're going to get to where you want to go. And that's the most important part about this lecture today, is to get where you want to go, not where somebody on YouTube is telling you where you need to go. I mean, we're not going to go to Juilliard or Berkeley Sax. How many of us want to be Michael Brecker or Charlie Parker or John Coltrane? None. We don't want to be those guys. And yet, there's a stack of lessons on YouTube that are pointing you in that direction and trying to get you to know. No. Where you want to go is where you want to go. I've had students come in here over the years who all they wanted to do was learn Christmas songs and play them with their daughter. Or I want to play Happy Birthday for my wife on her birthday. I want to play Irish folk music. Yes, I had a clarinet player for a long time, and I was about to write him off until he found a book full of Irish folk songs. Those were so interesting to him. They got rid of all the squeaks and the squawks and so you need to go where you want to go. Now, possibly you want to go and play, say, maybe you'd like to go play a blues. Maybe there's a blues band. And that's a great place to start, by the way. If you're coming back to the horn and you're even thinking that you'd like to play some jazz or play some rock and roll, let's get going on those blues. So after you have your major scales, play them and say them, by the way. I left that part out. I want you to play the note and in your head say it. D, E, F, sharp, G. It's really hard to talk while you're playing the saxophone. You're saying them in your head while you're playing them, okay? Say them and play them. And maybe pick a realistic goal. How about 3 scales, 2 or 3 scales a week, something like that. Get them down, and then get your minor scales, your majors and your minors. And what'll really, really, really help you to move forward, if you're even thinking about, like I said, some jazz, or maybe jamming with the blues band, or joining the yacht rock band up the street, is to learn the blues scales. All right, you want to get all of those as well. Get your blues scales down because they'll really help you. That stuff is really going to be of great benefit. So you got a little work to do here, right? But make it fun at the same time by learning songs that you want to play. Learn the songs you want to, and I don't care, is it Europa? Do you want to learn that song? Tequila. You want to learn that song? Why not? I mean, why not? This is your experience. This isn't somebody else's experience. This is your experience. And I want you to have all of the fun, excuse me, the benefit, the joy from playing the instrument with other people that I've gotten to have. Like I said, just getting back to I mean, I had no idea that I was going to get travel, I was going to get money, I was going to make friends galore. I can go anywhere across the country now, and there are people that speak the same language. I can sit in with anybody, and this is the foundation that'll get you to that place if that's where you want to go, if that's what you want to do. All right. So that's it. You're going to learn your major scales, you're going to learn your minor scales, you're going to do some long tones, and that helps you with controlling of the horn, making beautiful notes come out. And you're going to maybe grab those blues scales. Blues scales will get you to the next level of improvising, which you want to learn how to do, or playing little solos, or just learning your basic melodies. And grab songs. I don't care if you have to look at sheet music. I'd prefer that you learn the songs by ear. But if that's not an option for you, grab sheet music, but get off the page as soon as you can. Commit this stuff to memory. Get it into your DNA, all right? You'll become a much better, much happier musician once you start doing that. Now, the final note here is time. As adults, as adult learners, we got to carve time out of a schedule that includes other people, right? You've got kids or grandkids, or you've got dogs to walk or whatever. Maybe you're taking care of your aging mom, such as I am. It's what we do, and we have to carve that time out. And sometimes it ends up being, 3 hours at the end of the week on a Saturday. No, don't do that. Get yourself 10, 20, 15 minutes every day. Touch this thing every day. Make something come out of it. Make some noise come out of it. Every day for a few minutes is better than, say, 3 times a week for an hour, or 1 time a week for 6 hours, or whatever. I exaggerate. Anyway, I'm going to put together a PDF with the checklist, and you can have that for free. All you got to do, I'll put a link in the description below. You just contact me that way. And if you'd like to talk a little bit more about this, I'd love to see your comments. I'd love to see your process. If you're a late bloomer, if you've come back to the horn, or if this is a bucket list and you've got a process that worked for you that got you ahead of the curve faster, share it with us. That's the beauty of YouTube. All right. Hey, that's all I got. I appreciate your time, and I will see you again here next time. Take care. Again, if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button and give me a like, and play good music. Be good to each other. Do some good things out there. Play your saxophone. It'll fix a lot. All right, take care. Bye-bye.